has come and gone from the Bay Area, and now it's all Golden State Warriors with the best record in the league and led by the reigning MVP, Stephen Curry. Tonight, the MVP runner-up, James Harden, is in town, having a career year. The NBA on TNT tonight is presented by State Farm. It's a rematch of the Western Conference Finals. The defending champion Warriors have won 41 consecutive home games. The Rockets are in 7th place in the Western Conference. Pleasant good evening, everyone, along with Brent Barry and Raj Gold Unwoodey. Kevin Harlan, thank you, and welcome to the Bay Area. This Golden State team, Brent, is on a road rarely traveled.
Well, Kevin, after getting out of the driveway 24-0, the rest of the league is waiting for the Golden State Warriors to take their foot off of the proverbial gas pedal. Unfortunately for them, the Dubs are driving an electric car, and they are on cruise control. Steph Curry and company are not looking in the rearview mirror.
All-star jerseys being awarded. You take a look at our starting five for the Rockets, who come in a game over 500, and the Warriors. What's a matchup, Brent, here that catches your eye?
Well, I'm just interested tonight in the physicality of Draymond Green and maybe trading in his high tops for track shoes to try to catch up with Trevor Ariza and Corey Brewer, maybe pulling him away from the basket, trying to take advantage of him getting out on the perimeter.
But the Rockets, a team right now, as I said, 27 and 26. They rely a lot on that guy right there.
Well, as much as we talk about the Warriors being in the driver's seat, how about who's piloting the Houston Rockets? Their inconsistencies, Kevin, have really gotten them off in the start where they've been in the slow lane. And tonight we're going to see if they can get up to speed against the Golden State Warriors. One of the defenses in the league, tough to deal with. See the standings here as Houston's trying to make the climb. The news today about Marc Gasol and that foot injury. You wonder about Memphis, how far they might fall. So an opportunity for Houston to see how far they can get as the season winds down.
There's a look at the top scorer in the NBA. Stephen Curry. Our officials tonight here in the Bay Area: Scott Foster, Kevin Cutler, Mark Lindsay. In the replay center, David Guthrie and Mitchell Irvin. And away we go. 7 consecutive wins this Golden State team has over the Rockets. They have won 10 of the last 11 meetings.
Some of that pressure pushing Draymond out.
Whoa, right off the bat, Bogut gets it from one of the top assist men in the league, certainly among forwards, Draymond Green.
One of those things where if you go for the steal, you got to get it. Otherwise, Ariza out of position, and Draymond Green takes full advantage.
Here comes Harden, out to Corey Brewer. And Thompson has got the early defensive assignment on Harden with the shot clock at 5. This is Ariza outside, and into Howard, pushed by Bogut. 9 consecutive wins overall by this Golden State team. At home, 23-0. Bogut has got a quick 4.
Andrew Bogut often goes to that little push shot, which you see a lot from point guards and not from big men. That time, able to get that one to drop.
46-4 record for Golden State. Outside, it's Ariza, and picked up by Green. And the other way with a turnover. Here comes Brewer into Curry and to the hole. Corey Brewer.
Harrison Barnes, looking back, was held on the play, could not come over to give help, and Brewer completes the transition opportunity.
Golden State with the best record in the NBA, although you just saw a pretty impressive San Antonio team with no Duncan and no Ginobili. This Houston team is not very good defensively, and that's one thing they continually talk about. 3 to fire, 3 for Curry. He has now hit a 3-point shot, Brent, in 122 consecutive games.
Closing in on Kyle Korver's record of 127 straight, and Steph making that one look easy.
Hold on here. Beverly watches Curry, who got it from Draymond Green, and 2 early assists from Draymond Green. And 4-4 the start for Golden State. You take a look at Steph Curry. Over 200 threes again.
Welcome back to Oracle Arena. Warriors up 7 on the Rockets. Including the playoffs, the Warriors have won 10 of the last matchups against the Rockets. So I spoke with Rockets interim head coach J.B. Bickerstaff about where he feels the gap separating these two teams are, and he said, the Warriors kill you with the cheap buckets. You scout and you prep, and you know the Warriors are capable of hitting the three, but they demoralize you with the backdoor layup, or you make a mistake on a switch and it's a layup, or you give up an offensive rebound, it's a kick-out three. You don't get matched up in transition, boom, another three. He said those lack of focus plays for us are where they've hurt us in the past.
And Roz, I'm assuming that there's a little bit of resentment there on the part of the Rockets, and maybe not just relegated to the Rockets. I think a lot of teams kind of feel that way as Howard goes in for two.
Right, well, at practice, I asked Steph Curry if he thinks the Rockets resent the Warriors because of their recent dominance, and Steph said, I would say yeah, and they're probably not the only ones either. He said resentment is actually a great word because you know they could potentially sit in the way of our goal and us for them. So he said the Warriors have to keep their foot on the gas pedal, Kevin.
Good stuff, Roz. Thanks.
And Roz, I would say sometimes resentment has a little bit of hint of jealousy in it as well, Kevin. And that list of things that Roz went over about how the Golden State Warriors demoralize you, I think we saw all of those things in the first 2 minutes of play.
That's right. Threes,
the transition,
all kinds of stuff.
Turnovers.
Do that. Howard, a 55% free throw shooter. Just saw him at the line. Now he's got an early three for Houston. They are 9 games back of last year's pace. Under then coach Kevin McHale, Ariza just picks up his first.
Yeah, and interesting because the first few possessions, Draymond Green on the perimeter, pressured by Ariza, coming out of the timeout, Coach Kerr buries him down in the post, makes him play physical.
We'll get on top right here. Golden State coming off a win over Oklahoma City here Saturday by 8 in a much talked about game with a lot of firepower, certainly. And that is another foul. It goes down low. It's on Harden, who picks up number 1.
Yeah, that game against OKC was flat out awesome, Kevin. What a great job by the Warrior bench. 42-17 versus OKC on Saturday. And OKC, you could see their firepower, always dangerous, but the Dubs prevail.
Harrison Barnes in that contest had 19. Steph had 26 and 10 assists outside. Barnes picked up by Brewer. Got it.
Andrew Bogut having a great impact offensively so far for the Golden State Warriors in this game.
This Patrick Beverly. This Rocket team has lost 4 of 5. An open triple for Ariza.
Miscommunication between Steph and Clay, and Trevor knocks one down, and they need some points like that just to keep close. They don't want to get blown out in the first, where Golden State has the best league first quarter margin, Kevin.
I'll tell you what, a lot of games are sometimes decided, it sounds funny to say, but in that first quarter setting the tone statistically, it bears it out. Thompson with the fadeaway. Offensive board by Bogut. But isn't that amazing? That first quarter, sometimes you go back and look who wins first quarters, you can trace it to a lot of wins.
And sometimes it just establishes a great confidence for the team that's able to put things together. You go into the shoot around, and then all of a sudden, all the things the coaches have given you are working.
With a miss three right there. It's Corey Brewer flying the other way. Dubs back on D. Here comes Beverly finding Howard with good position, and Bogut slaps it away. Here comes Curry and the quick trap on him. Now they leave him with Harden. And that was the way you exploit it. It's interesting that Curry and Harden go head-to-head because Harden complained a little bit that he thought he won the MVP a season ago, and some people did indeed vote for Harden, but eventually, of course, it went to Curry, who's having even a better year this year, and Harden is having a career year. Ahead to Brewer. With a foul, and Thompson got in the way and picks it up for the Warriors, his first.
Well, great hands. Andrew Bogut's been very good at this for many years. The slap down clean on Dwight Howard, and that leads to this transition opportunity where Steph goes with the yo-yo dribble. That's something that James Harden usually does to his opponents. That time Steph Curry, right side, left hand for 2.
Here's Corey Brewer at the free throw line. We're in the Bay Area tonight, and the NBA on TNT is brought to you by Adidas. Silence the doubters in the D. Lillard 2. And by Tissot, the official timekeeper of the NBA. The free throws right there. 3-point game. Rockets have it led. Warriors moments ago were up by 7. There's some fireworks to begin things on a 9-2 start. Draymond Green, an all-star, first-time all-star. Beverly, the mismatch. Howard was there as a second line of defense. And he stepped out of bounds, unfortunately.
Unfortunately for Dwight, but great job on the timing to come over as Draymond Green made the move towards the middle on Beverly to get that block shot, something Dwight Howard is still very good at. See the timing here. Good with both hands on the block shot.
You know, Brent, I take a look at the Rocket numbers. They're 28th in points allowed. They're near the bottom in field goal defense. When you give them the eye test, are they as bad as those numbers would say?
I think they're as undisciplined as what those numbers might tell you, Kevin.
Bogut. Harden. James Harden is averaging 28 points a game. He gets by Barnes. Snaps it outside. Brewer the triple. Picked up by Howard. Aggressively inside. Knocked away with some good Warrior defense. It's Curry through traffic. What a pass. Barnes collects it. Curry. Oh, what a pass there. They can't convert. Steph, one of the top position men in the league. Harden has it. Good pace to the start. Beverly. Nice drive inside.
Man, that's a tough shot. Extending the arm. Beverly goes over the top. And here come the Warriors, Kevin.
Woo! That's Klay Thompson. His first basket tonight. Another timeout for the Rockets. 6.5 to play in the first. As the Warriors have hit 54% of their shots so far. One of the neat things about this game, and we of course have seen it baseline to baseline, it's been a sprint so far, is both these teams, Brent, will get their shots up early in a possession.
Well, you go into the game, Kevin, looking at some of the matchups, but sometimes it's about the style of play. And the Houston Rockets shoot 20% of their shots in the first 6 seconds of their offense. That's number 2 in the league. But the Warriors are number 4. 19% of their possessions come where they take the shot in the first 6 seconds. So if you haven't noticed by now, don't blink, because there's going to be a shot taken pretty quick in each of the possessions these teams have.
Iguodala comes in for Harrison Barnes. So what does that tell you, though? I mean, the purpose of that just to speed the pace up?
Yeah, you're speeding up the pace and taking advantage of transition defense not being set, but it plays to the Warriors' favor just because they're such better shooters in those opportunities.
Boy, they are doubling Howard down low, packing it in. Green is on one side and Bogut is on the other. That goes out of bounds. 6 seconds on the clock.
Sometimes what can help you, Kevin, is not making that pass so long for the defense to react to the ball in the air. Get it closer for the penetration pass.
Good point. Here comes Harden with the runner. And picked up by Iguodala. Last year's Finals MVP. And to the trailing Green. Surprised he's so open. Thompson. Klay is at 2 in a row.
Andre Iguodala having a good laugh at Draymond Green not getting his feet set, but Klay takes care of that possession with a fadeaway.
Well, this Rocket team lost at home to Portland, 96-79. Houston only shot 32% in that game. Josh Smith has come in for the first time, the newest Rocket. Saved by Ariza, who gets it back from Howard, and you see the flush.
Well, that's a
nice
great job by Dwight to stay with the play there, and a turnover for Golden State. Here comes Houston.
Got a helter-skelter style to start for both teams. Harden 3, Curry defends, and gobbled in by Green. Draymond averages 9 rebounds a game and 14 points. And inside, Thompson, 3 in a row for Klay.
That's one of those plays where you look at James Harden's defensive position, and for some reason he's behind Klay Thompson. So once he catches that ball, he's to the rim.
Beverly tries to penetrate, gambling, reaching inside. Bogut was there, and on his tail was Curry. It goes on Steph, who picks up number 1.
You see Draymond Green working himself into great position here to get the rebound, and as soon as he catches it, this is what makes him difficult to guard. He's going to put it on the deck. You've got to stop him at some point, but he's got his heads up, and James Harden behind that play as Klay knocks it in.
Earlier tonight on TNT, you saw San Antonio take care of the Miami Heat by 18 points. Like we said earlier, there's no Ginobili and no Duncan, and they're right in back of this Golden State team in the West.
And Pop is relishing the opportunity to get LaMarcus Aldridge and David West and Kawhi Leonard to step up into positions moving on for the San Antonio Spurs, where they are going to be the 3-man threats, especially Aldridge and Kawhi.
Under 5 to go in the first quarter. A 3 by Thompson. Harden. gobbles it in. This Rocket team has a half-game lead in that 7th position over Utah, and Curry reaching in has picked up another foul. And Steph with his second as he tries to defend Harden.
We could hear from the sidelines here, Kevin, Andrew Bogut calling out the screen and Steph working over the top, which is what you have to do on James Harden. You know, that reach across definitely alerts the official. And we know James Harden, if he had a sketchbook, he could draw you a foul.
Well, you're saying he's like Van Gogh then, right?
Yeah, he Van goes to the free throw line.
Harden. Look at Iguodala playing both with his defense down low and up high on Harden. That helped knock it away. Iguodala 2-on-1. Hold on. Here comes Klay Thompson. And Iguodala gives it up with the assist off the bench. Ariza the other way up above the arc. Approaching 4 to play. Here are the Rockets 5 of 13 so far. Howard is 1 of 3. Bogut defends. Second team all defense a season ago. That is a travel on Dwight Howard.
Well, Andrew Bogut, we talk about offensively impacting the game. On defense, the Warriors content just to let Dwight go up against Bogut. So far, he's been great down low.
Whoa! Another 3. And Steph Curry has got a game-high 10 so far. He is at all 4 of his shots. Surely Harden takes this personally as they go inside in a good feed. Good position by Dwight Howard.
But is it enough against the Golden State Warriors, Kevin? I mean, they just do everything so well. And there's another 3 by Steph.
Curry, 13 points. He's in all 3 of his threes. What a stroke. Howard the screen, Harden the triple, rebound Bogut. Quick release, here comes Curry here. Harden will meet him. Ty Lawson in the game moments ago. The first time he's had a chance to defend on Thompson. Outside Curry, 3. Every chamber is filled. He is a flamethrower. Look at the smothering defense on Howard. Green is there. Touch pass after touch pass. They go inside. And good ball movement by the Rockets. That's how they answer at the other end. That's some of the best ball movement they've had all season long.
That is, but the Warriors defense forced them to scramble the Jets that time, and they were lucky as Iguodala did not give up on the play, almost slapped it away, and Dwight Howard saves that possession for the Rockets. Man, you can just feel the crowd right now, Kevin, just waiting for one more from number 30.
Wow. That's Thompson's 10th point. Harden has not hit a shot in his 4 he has taken from the floor. Gets the screen. They just come in there and switch on defense. One takes over for another. Steph Curry has got that touch tonight. 6 of 6 and 16 for the MVP. He's going to start an all-star game for a 3rd consecutive year, #1 in the league in three-point shooting.
And
Steph Curry.
let's give you some reasons why, Kevin Harlan. First of all, in transition, Steph Curry on the left side, getting some space, courtesy of Draymond Green on the screen. Ariza a bit out of position as Steph comes up on the zipper, and then James Harden losing track of Steph Curry in the corner, where I don't think he's missed in about 6 years from that left corner. And Steph Curry off to a great start here for Golden State.
And it's not like he's sitting there thinking. He catches and he fires. That release is as fast a release as there is in the league.
And you just have to stay completely disciplined, not only on Steph, but on what it is that Klay represents from the three-point line as well. And tonight, those two doing extreme damage in the first quarter.
Capella has checked in. Marcus Thornton has also come in. Here's a Josh Smith shot. Iguodala has it. Barbosa is in. Spates in the contest. Green remains with Curry. Spates to the Capella.
It's a really good job for a big man, Kevin, and you're sitting on the bench watching what's happening. You get into the game, and the first possession you have is in transition. Spates runs the floor well, takes the contact, and gets the score.
During that last break, our Roz Golden-Wood was near that Rocket bench, Roz.
Yeah, interim head coach J.B. Bickerstaff told the Rockets, we can't lose Steph Curry anymore. He's got 16 points. We've lost him 2 to 3 times. We're making mistakes on switches, and he's got wide open looks.
And unfortunately for Harden, he has been the brunt of it. Inside Brewer with a beautiful up and under off that baseline.
This is the difference between having Spates in the lineup and maybe Ezeli, who has that injury. We just know he had that knee surgery, is going to be out for a few weeks for the Golden State Warriors. And so you give up some things defensively.
Curry good! It may be the first quarter, but we know we're seeing something special tonight. Clint Capella. Green with good position. Smith deflected by Iguodala. And Thornton on top. That's a three. Smith, bucket.
Good for Houston to just find some points any way they can. But how about the Warriors, Kevin, just scrambling on defense, making these possessions very difficult for Houston.
Great feed. Curry into Spates in stride as the Warriors have made 10 of their last 11 shots so far in the game. And Curry has been a blur with 19.
It reminds me somewhat of when Reggie Miller got going. If you've got some open looks and you're that great a shooter, when you get contested, you don't even see the contest. And Steph right there from deep, able to knock another one down for Golden State.
Here's Maurice Spates at the free throw line for Golden State. TNT Overtime is the ultimate place for enhanced coverage of tonight's game. Continue watching during All-Star, beginning this Friday at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Check out NBA.com/TNT Overtime. Curry, a remarkable 7 of 7. Harrison Barnes back in. Barbosa trying to get through traffic, was knocked off stride. Foul called. And Barbosa will pick up his first. That puts Thornton at the free throw line, the 7-year veteran out of LSU. There's a good look at Leandro Barbosa. Rockets get to the line a lot. We know that usually because of what we see from Harden and his penetration inside. Let's take a look at the upcoming NBA national TV schedule. ESPN tomorrow night, Lakers at Cleveland. In Kobe's final appearance in Ohio and Cleveland, and Houston taking on Portland. TNT Thursday, February 11th, New Orleans at Oklahoma City. NBA TV this Saturday. NBA All-Star Practice at 11 a.m. For more, go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app. In the final half minute of this first quarter, which has seen Steph Curry go for 19. Spates! Holy smokes! That'll bring a smile to your face and a charge out of the fans. He comes in firing off that bench, doesn't he, Brent?
Yeah, he knocked one in against OKC, and so now he's turning himself into a three-point shooter.
Difference of 6 seconds, game clock and shot clock winding down the first. Ty Lawson. Barnes. Curry. He's got time. Smith is defending. Curry smells blood. That takes us to the end of the first quarter. Steph Curry was a machine. You just saw his only miss. He hit 5 3-point shots. He's got 19. Thompson's got 10. And the team with the best record in the NBA, the defending champion Golden State Warriors, lead on TNT at the end of one. That's how we got to the arena right there. We're in Oakland, California. It's time for the Lincoln Coaches Corner. Moments ago, Raj caught up with the Rockets interim head coach J.B. Bickerstaff.
Coach, Steph Curry got hot in that first quarter. Obviously, he's a great player, but how do you try to affect his rhythm?
You got to know where he is. I think there's been 3 or 4 times where we've made mistakes and we've lost him. When a guy's got it going like that, you got to make sure you know where he is. You got to make contact with him. Right now, he's running freely, getting the looks that he wants. We got to try to be a little more disruptive.
And Andrew Bogut also made some nice plays in the first quarter on both ends of the court. In the second quarter, what would you like to see from Dwight Howard in that matchup?
Just be more aggressive. Be in attack mode. Make him have to defend him. I thought Dwight was good when he got the ball close to the basket. So we got to make sure we keep getting him the ball there and let him have an impact.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Kevin?
Line rise. Here comes Thornton trying to shuffle his way in. We just saw Speights hit a mid-range shot. Here comes Iguodala the other way with Speights and Barnes. Sean Livingston in for the first time. Barbosa on the wing. Speights with the rebound. Pulled down with Brewer and Lawson and Smith and Thornton, and they go inside. Clint Capella is the 5th Rocket on the floor to start the second quarter. That's a 3 and a miss. Good rebound. Capella got it.
Good work from Clint, just staying inside there, collects that ball, patient enough to get that jump hook to go. And interesting, Kevin, in this game, because the last game against Portland, boy, the Rockets really struggled, scoring just 79 points, but their bench came in and just scored 12. And here's an opportunity for those guys to step up and try and get a little bit of this lead, chunk into it a bit to give their starters a chance.
How about the battle, Brent, between the starting guards for both teams?
Just a phenomenal first quarter from Golden State. 12 of 16 between Clay and Steph for 29, outscoring 29-5 Beverly and Harden in the first.
We got a foul. It's on Speights of the Golden State Warriors with a look at Steph Curry, who has 19 through 1 quarter of play. Golden State has matched the best record through 50 games in NBA history. And if they should win tonight, they will have the best start ever in NBA history through the first 51. Smith off balance. He began with the Clippers, signing there in July. After playing last season for these Rockets, comes back to Houston in a trade in January. Iguodala retrieved by Barnes, and he was getting it with ease and puts it up and in.
It's amazing, Kevin, to watch Warrior players when they get the ball. What are they thinking? They're not thinking score first. Harrison Barnes scanned, surveyed the floor, and because he was wide open, afterthought, take the shot, knocks it down.
Marcus Thornton. Marcus Thornton puts that one in. Lost it in Phoenix last season. Barbosa. A little more than 2 minutes gone. Long shot. And Barbosa can't connect. Both these teams have been off since Saturday. After that Portland loss, part of a roller coaster season for this Rocket team, which saw them lose their coach early in the season when Kevin McHale was relieved of duties. That's a second foul on Thornton. And they have the interim head coach, as we just saw with Roz, B.J. Bickerstaff.
Well, we just mentioned, Kevin, about the early offense opportunities for J.B. Bickerstaff and the Houston Rockets trying to push pace. But, you know, a dribble up three-pointer by Josh Smith is a lot different than the Warriors moving the ball with one pass for an open Klay Thompson three. So as much as pace is a part of it, shot selection has got to enter the picture at some point.
Reza has come back in the game, taking the place of Josh Smith. Here comes Sean Livingston. Oh, what a dance! What moves by Livingston. Not much resistance. Lawson, whoa. Looks that off to the side with a quick foul. That will be called on Golden State's Livingston, his first. He gave you a move with every part of his body right there to put in the deuce for the Golden State Warriors. Timeout on TNT. Golden State coach Steve Kerr returned to the bench 19 days ago.
It was interesting talking to Steve before the game about his basketball club, and he said, look, there's just never a day that these guys come in and they don't compete. But Kevin, knowing him as you do and the character of Steve Kerr, he's in a situation right now where there's never a day that he's not competing to have himself ready and available for his basketball team.
Reza tries to take it in, got fouled on the play. Most people know the story. Missed the first part of this season after undergoing some back surgery this past summer. They inadvertently nicked his spinal umbilical cord. There was some leakage, they think. Now that has been rectified, but there are some residual issues. Spates picks up his second personal foul, and he is still dealing with headaches and nausea, and he has lost weight, but he is fighting the good fight. He says, every day I get a little bit better, but he is still not himself. It's incredible that he has come back and is coaching this team, but maybe more than anything else, that's just as good as Luke Walton, the interim coach, did a great job. But this is Steve's team, and his fingerprints are all over it.
And there's no doubt that what this team represents for Steve is something that he can't stay away from, and in some way is helping him get back to full health. And we hope for him and his family that he finds that sooner rather than later.
This is Spates.
Wow.
Well, we got a couple guys from that national championship team, Florida Gator team, coached by Billy Donovan a couple years ago. Brewer on one side for the Rockets. Nice pump fake and a good-looking drive by Ariza.
Yeah, beautiful sell from Ariza as he was going to shovel that off to Howard, then pulled it back to get the layup.
Barbosa and Livingston approaching 8 to play in the half. The drive inside by Barbosa, who is a blur. Well, Ariza can do a lot. He shows it here.
Yeah, nice job on the pick and roll, just recognizing the space and then gives it to Spates to get the layup. And now really, Kevin, interesting for Houston. James Harden not scoring in this game, checking in with 8 minutes to go. He's got to get on track if there's any chance that these Rockets are going to have a chance in this one.
He'll be making his 4th straight All-Star appearance this weekend in Toronto, which you can see right here on TNT. Harrison Barnes, who played every game last season, missed 16 games earlier this season with an injury. Bogut back in the contest. Iguodala for 3. Rebound by Thornton. Harden out there, as Brent just said. Ariza remains. Howard and Beverly is checked back in off the Bickerstaff bench. Look at him chisel his way into Livingston. Barnes rebound. Harden is 0 of 5. Thompson in traffic. And he faded away, got the shot away, and was fouled by Howard. He picks up his first for the 27 and 26 Houston Rockets, who are 11 and 13 on the road. A reminder, the NBA on TNT tonight is brought to you by the Lincoln Motor Company and the new 2016 Lincoln MKX. By the Jordan brand, the next frontier of flight. By America's Navy. And by Go 90. Green comes in for Andre Iguodala. Finals MVP, as we mentioned. Cooling off is Curry with his brilliant start. Thompson, Barnes, Bogut, Green, Livingston, the Warrior 5. Ariza drives, snaps it outside. Thornton the 3. Rebound by Klay Thompson.
Everything challenged by Golden State, making it very difficult for Houston to find any sort of offensive rhythm.
Warriors coming off a 3-game road trip where they went 3-0. Played in Philadelphia, New York, and Washington. Then they had the win here against the Thunder on Saturday. The driving Harden. It is who is going up late. Livingston will pick it up.
Finally, an opportunity for James Harden to put some points on the board, and it happens out of transition, the broken alley-oop play, and Houston taking advantage. James finding his way to the line. One of our favorite stats that John Schumann likes to throw out every game, Kevin, is this one. The Warriors have won 97 straight games when they've had a lead of 15 or more. I mean, to think that they've never given that up in this league where we always talk about a 20-point lead not being safe, even with 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The fact that Golden State has been able to lay that hammer down for that many games in a row, an astounding number.
Well, it sounds very much like discipline and sticking with the game plan. That's hard to do. Harden at the line. Curry is back in the contest. Harden wasn't in shape to begin this season, was he?
Well, you had mentioned, Kevin, about him having an ankle injury going into training camp and not really feeling all that much in condition until really sometime late November. And you can see when he's in shape how well he plays as Golden State find Steph on the cut, and he'll get to the free throw line.
Harden picks up his second. And Raj, he uses that month or so before the season began to get in shape. But this year, that was not the case.
Well, he's got a lot of responsibility on his plate, you know, just having to create for himself and for his teammates. And at practice, I asked him, how do you handle that burden? And he said it is a tough situation, but a fun one. He likes to make plays, score the ball, get his teammates involved. But it is difficult trying to figure out when and how to get everyone involved. And it's something he's had to get better at. So now he said he's just taking what the defense gives him. But the word he used was feel. He said you can't do it if you don't have feel for the game. Without that, it's just not going to work.
Well, one of the things 2 years ago, Kevin, is he was coming off his USA basketball experience and really rolled into the season. It wasn't the case this past year. I think there were a lot of things going on for James. The ankle injury didn't help, but recently, over the past 3 weeks, he's found that form again.
Yeah, Bickerstaff told us it wasn't until the end of November when he really got into game shape. But look at him, all climbing in there in Howard's dribble, and just multiple defenders getting a hand on him.
And what I don't understand is we got Harden down low, and you can see how much the Warriors are complicating and crowding it up here, especially on this possession. But Kevin, where Dwight Howard is most effective is on the roll as a big man, setting screen and rolling, and not just announcing him on the post. Let's see if the Rockets try to find ways to explore that on this end of the floor.
He gets him in rhythm, and there's a three and a hit finally for Harden. He's got 5. He's almost unstoppable when he is rolling on the pick and roll. Curry. Lisa in there. The top thieves in the NBA. Top 10 in steals. It's picked up by Howard. Gets it out to Beverly. It's a Thornton 3. And look at the hustle of Beverly. Those 50-50 balls are something this team has got to work on. Harden. Into Thompson. And that's when he gets in his rhythm.
Well, he got the 2 free throws in transition. He knocks down the 3. And when we come back from this timeout, number 13, James Harden will get 2 more free throws. But the Warriors still uphill here at Oracle.
Three teams in the history of the NBA have had home win streaks of 40 games or more. In 96, Orlando with 40. This present Golden State team with 41 consecutive wins, and the Chicago Bulls with 44 straight wins. 9 straight wins overall, 41 consecutive home wins for this Warrior team, and Brent Barry 23-0 this year. But they've already had the 41 wins, which is like a calendar year in terms of a whole season of home wins.
Yeah, you think about that, 41 wins in a row at home. That's a season's worth. So if I'm a dad or a mom and I'm in Golden State, I'm going to take my kids to the game and promise them that the Warriors are going to win. You'd probably do well with that.
Once again, we have Harden at the line, and just kind of finishing up the visit on Harden. The burden of carrying a team. You know, we see that really Curry has so much help, and he's the MVP. But with Harden, it seems very singular in what he's got to do for this team every single night.
Yeah, I really think about other guys in the league who have to carry as much, and John Wall comes to mind. But what James Harden has to do for this team on a nightly basis is incredible. And so last year with him saving all those games, this year he's not been as effective down the stretch, and that's cost Houston. You can't rely on that kind of stuff.
Shot clock at 5, back inside. Thompson, Green, foul. And Draymond Green, who has registered 10 double-doubles, number 1 in the NBA. Beverly picks up his first. Green will be at the free throw line, number 1 in the double-double category. That is a Warrior franchise record. Number 1 among forwards and assists. Last time they took on this Houston team on New Year's Eve, 16 assists for Draymond Green. He is just dynamite in that category. Watch live NBA games on your favorite devices with NBA League Pass. Now at a new low price. To get started, visit NBA.com/League Pass. Well, Harden has the last 7 points for Houston. He was scoreless the first 17 minutes of the game. He's got it now. Livingston on him. Capella, a high screen. And a drive by Harden, knocked away by Bogut. He's got a couple blocks in this first half for the Warriors.
Andrew Bogut just doing a great job of being patient, not worried about the help going back to Capella. Stop ball first and uses his length to tap that one away from James Harden.
Harden, 3. He's picked up more of a rhythm in his game here in the second quarter.
And Houston, Kevin, they have to have that in this game if they're going to hang close.
Golden State swept the Rockets in the 4 regular season games a season ago. They won the first 2 this year. Thompson looking for Bogut, out of bounds. It'll be Houston's ball.
Well, lots of passes in tight quarters. That one tips out of bounds, so here come the Rockets.
Curry defending Beverly with a good corkscrew move, and he looked to go inside and throws it away. Golden State is number 1 in the NBA in scoring, number 1 in assists. There could be a Draymond Green assist to Thompson. As Beverly goes colliding into Draymond with a foul. So they're number 1 in scoring, Golden State, number 1 in assists, number 1 in three-point shooting, number 1 in fast break points. They're the number 1 rated offense in the league. That's points per 100 possessions. They're number 2 in net rating, which is the difference between offensive and defensive ratings. And if you want to drift into the defensive story, they're the number 3 defensive rated team in the league, points allowed per 100 possessions.
It sounds like a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, well, I was so bad in calculus, I thought I'd just show some of my limited smarts in math.
Well, I thought you asked a great question of Coach Kerr before the game started, and you asked him about the comparisons to that Chicago Bulls team, and he alluded to the fact that, look, we got balance on both ends of the floor, because if we have nights back in the day when he was playing, when we had nights in Chicago when our offense wasn't good, we could rely on the defense, and he's talking about the same kind of terms here for the Golden State Warriors. If one end falters for them, they can rely on the other one to still get the job done.
Corey Brewer with Capella in the corner. Beverly, Harden down low, Ariza on top. Shot clock at 10. Capella's been laying some screens there right around the circle. The switch on D. Green is on Harden. Oh boy, he blew by him that time, and he has the last 12 for the Rockets. On the move, Klay Thompson rattles out. Capella. Warriors have led by as many as 16. Rockets have never led a 3. Good, put in by Harden. What a difference a quarter can make.
0 points until that 8-minute mark where James Harden checked himself back in there, and now 15 for the game.
He scored their last 15 with a miss. 8 straight misses for Golden State. Beverly rejected by Green, going up high, chopping him down, and a foul called on Green, and maybe more.
Well, this is a fascinating call, Kevin, because does Draymond Green get to the ball before the body? I think he does on that one.
I think he did too.
Yeah, climbs up and taps the ball, and then the body contact sort of comes because of the momentum of Beverly. And then Draymond Green ends up getting the personal foul. You see the reaction there from him, but I believe that the ball was something he got to first.
It's the 3rd on Green. Beverly at the line. As Steve Kerr will tell you, Draymond Green is the vocal leader of this team. He says that Curry and the others will lead by example, but it is his voice which carries a lot of weight for this defending championship team.
And I don't think in that instance that Draymond Green was leading anything. But the referee to make a different call, that's just not going to happen. But I believe that was a good block. Too bad for the Warriors, good for Houston, now drawing within 6.
With the Rockets on a 14-4 run. Iguodala, and there is a bit of a shove on the perimeter, and it goes on Corey Brewer. Well, under B.J. Bickerstaff, who is just continuing to get his footing, Bickerstaff is 23-19. J.B. Bickerstaff is in that position, taking over for Kevin McHale, who had hired J.B. And that is that's a tough position for him to be in. It was uncomfortable, to say the least.
Well, the other thing that JB's dealing with, Kevin, is the fact that this team still has lofty expectations for the season. And at 27 and 26, they have not played consistently, especially on the defensive end. He also has 2 of the premier players in the league in James Harden and Dwight Howard. And those are things for a young coach to deal with, those kind of personalities that can be difficult. He wants to get to peak level so that come playoff time, if they get there, they're playing their best basketball. Tall order.
Here's Ariza, who works on Barnes. Picked up. Capella knocked it away with Bogut in there fighting for it. JB Bickerstaff has some pretty good roots too in this game. He's got a dad who taught JB a lot about the game, and he's following in his father's footsteps.
Well, sometimes that can help you, Kevin.
Yeah, right. Sometimes?
Sometimes.
Bogut will be at the free throw line. But, you know, for a young interim coach, first-time head coach as JB is, I mean, you kind of talk about, you know, gaining traction and trying to, you know, draw some credibility out of what you can do with a team that has two big-name stars on it.
Yeah, and then you wonder what it is that he was seeing that Kevin McHale was doing that he wanted to put in and implement on his own. And I asked him about that. How much of percentage of offense has changed as to the matchups and some of the things you want to run in terms of set? He said about 30%, but they don't have time to practice and go over those sort of things. So game action is where they're actually trying to get their things together. That's very hard to do.
It's Beverly finding Howard, and there he was. Beverly kind of sucked the defense to him, and Howard was open. And Dwight has gone 4-6 with 9 points. He has 5 boards. Curry!
I mean, you're kidding me with that kind of range just to dribble up like that. And Beverly really contesting a 35-footer.
Curry's got 24. He's had a couple 40-point games this year. Beverly inside. Defense is right there. And out of bounds, Steph Bogut. Bogut has got 3 blocks. Curry has pumped in 24. 8 of 10 from the floor. Most of them threes for the top scorer. Well, there you see what's going to be participating in the three-point shot contest up at All-Star Weekend, All-Star Saturday night in Toronto. And a quick foul called on Corey Brewer. As Bogut was trying to get out, that was intentional. Well, the three-point shooting in this game has been 12 of 27, the top scorer. And the top percentage right now is J.J. Redick in the league of the Los Angeles Clippers. But you see that Devin Booker over there, a rookie for Phoenix, who has, over the last handful of weeks, been put in the starting lineup. And his shooting's been pretty good, too, the rookie out of Kentucky.
J.J. Redick has had really a year and a half, really, of phenomenal shooting. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson going at it. I'm sure friendly battle and friendly competition between the Splash Brothers up there in Toronto. Love to see Chris Bosh as the big man representing former Toronto Raptor. That's going to be great. And I love that Booker's in there, too. And now we're going with the intentional foul back and forth between Bogut and Dwight Howard. And the free throw contest beginning here. Maybe they'll have this at All-Star Weekend.
Maybe they should.
This will be exciting.
Brandon Rush will pick that up. I just saw the commissioner coming out with a statement that he's concerned about the intentional fouling, and that it's definitely going to be revisited when the Board of Governors meet late in the season.
And I hope, Kevin, that they really share some of their ideas out there and really do dig into whether or not they should change a rule. I mean, this rule affecting a skill that most basketball players absolutely should have, grow up learning, and then all of a sudden at the pro level you're going to change it. But the NBA has very different rules than every other level of this game, from high school to college to European play. I don't know why our league doesn't embrace something else maybe that can help it along. We'll see what happens.
This is Steph Curry with the drive and the scoop. Howard knocks it away. Here comes Beverly the other way. Rockets have never led. They've trailed by 16. Knocked away right there, and down now by 9. They've gotten 18 points from Harden. And Harden has scored all of them in the second quarter.
Yeah, all of those points, Kevin, they're coming in the last 6 minutes here, Kevin.
That's a 3, shy. And a good 50-50 ball claimed again by Beverly. Ariza, that's a long 2, and he puts it in. Good shot by Trevor Ariza. And he's gone 4 of 6 with 10.
Did I hear you right, Kevin? You said the Rockets shot a long 2. That's not part of the program.
I know. You can't. They don't want those shots.
No, they don't.
Step back 1 more foot. And that's what he made with a whistle.
You see, Trevor was backing up as Dwight gets this tap pass to go. Watch Trevor Ariza on the right. Hold on, let me get back to the three-point line. Instead, squares up and knocks it down.
There's Klay Thompson at the free throw line. Second straight All-Star appearance for him this weekend in Toronto. All-NBA third-team member a season ago. Last season averaged 22 points a game. This year 21 points a game. Basically identical. Maybe a little bit lower in some of the numbers. Coming off an 18-point, 4-rebound performance against Oklahoma City on Saturday.
And really, I think, Kevin, the only reason that those numbers for Klay are a smidge lower was the beginning of the season when Steph Curry was on such a tear. Steph was taking so many more attempts and getting off to a start. Klay was still doing his job defensively. But catching up now at this point in the season as we have another intentional foul, and Dwight will find his way back to the free throw line.
With 1:38 to go. 41 consecutive home wins for Golden State, as we've told you. 23-0 this year. Of course, you dip into last year to get the 41 straight. An overall record 46-4. If they win tonight, it'll be the best 51-game start in the history of the NBA. I want to remind you, watch an all-star edition of Inside Stuff. It's presented by Samsung. It's this Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time on NBA TV. Warriors are sending 3 players to the All-Star game. They got their jerseys. We showed you that as we were getting teed up. What has Luke Walton done for himself, the way he has managed this team and coached this team in the absence of Steve Kerr when he was out?
Well, I think he's made himself a lot of money in one way or another,
Right.
Kevin.
Lane violation?
That is the call. Lane violation on the Rockets. The Warriors will get the ball. But, you know, Luke in the early part of the season, as much as he was the man in front of everybody and traveling on the road, coaching the team and making the substitutions, he will also tell you how much that Steve Kerr and him talked on a daily basis about what they wanted to do. But there's no doubt that in the heat of battle, Luke was pulling the right triggers, pushing the right buttons, and got this team off to that record start. And he's a connective tissue to what it is that this coaching staff represents, and did a fantastic job with them. And his future is bright, no doubt about it.
Harden defends Iguodala. And Howard comes up with the rebound. He's got 7. He had gone 3 weeks without a double-double, then had one against Portland on Saturday down in Texas. Marcus Thornton fighting through it. Rush was caught up in it and got the foul.
Brandon Rush trying to work off of this handoff from Dwight Howard. Gets into him there, and it looked like Marcus Thornton really traveled and couldn't get around Dwight Howard himself, but Rush ends up picking up the foul, and you hear the crowd responding to that call. But
I read that today about Howard. He had not had a double-double in over 3 weeks, and that just is somewhat surprising when you've got a player that has the history of Dwight.
Yeah, it's been stop and start for Dwight. He had a streak of 10 straight double-doubles where he was dominating, had that 36-point and I think 26 rebound game against the Clippers, then sprained an ankle. So it's been stop and start for him for this season.
Warriors tonight have 15 assists already. 15 on 22 made baskets. That turnover was unfortunately not grabbed from a Rocket standpoint, as they let that go out of bounds. Under a minute to go. Warriors are up by 6. Right before by 16. Consecutive 70-point first halves for Golden State. Looks like they're zeroing in on their 3rd straight 70-point first half. Curry. Little defense, little resistance. Marcus Thornton, this is over Rush, and he puts in a 3. Thornton has 11 off the bench, 9 in the second quarter.
Yeah, little buckets has helped them get back into this game. A tough 3 there. And Beverly going full court pressure. Warriors not going to explore the 2-for-1, I don't think, on this possession, Kevin.
Pickpocketed by Harden. It's Thornton with Rush coming from behind. And just like that, it's a three-point game. And Iguodala will have it for the final 16 seconds of the first. Houston's on a 28-15 run. Great credit for J.B. Bickerstaff to get his team to continue to focus. That will not count. With a foul. That goes on Spates, who picks it up. J.B. Bickerstaff has got some pretty positive things to say about his team in a place where he plays tonight, which has not seen another team win in 41 games.
And really in danger after that first quarter, Kevin, as the body language for the Rockets did not look like they were going to step up and compete. And then their bench came in, sort of steadied them out, and he went quickly back to the starting group, and key to get James Harden going. I mean, right at that 8-minute mark, that was huge for Houston.
Beverly, Lawson, three, and Iguodala claims it. Golden State misses 11 of their last 13 shots. And that's how our first half comes to a close. Harden puts in 18. Ariza puts in 10. 13 off the bench from Thornton. 26 from Curry. 13 from Thompson. The American Express halftime report is on deck with Ernie on TNT.
American Express halftime report coming your way with Golden State hosting Houston. 41 straight wins at home for Golden State and Steph Curry. A 19-point first quarter, 26 in the first half, prompting Damian Lillard to tweet mid-game, "Steph, come on, it's crazy."
And Damian Lillard should have been an all-star.
Yes, he should.
He should have been an all-star.
And Portland is overachieving and doing a great job.
Man, great job by him and C.J. McCollum. Is that his name?
Yes, it is.
C.J. McCollum.
Yep.
Shaq's here. So is Kevin McHale sitting in for Kenny Smith. So is Charles Barkley. I'm
Kenny
Ernie Jones.
wants to get a head start to the Bulldog in Toronto.
Les Poudres.
He's laughing right now, wherever he might be. Golden State has not trailed in this game, but Houston has cut the gap to 3 at the break, 69-66. Kevin, you played this team in the Western Conference Finals a year ago. What is the inherent difficulty in preparing for this team and the way they play?
Well, I'll tell you, we beat the Clippers in Game 7. We have a day, then we have to prepare for Golden State. So you walk into your coaching staff and say, you know, we're all excited. Any ideas? And all the coaches start looking around like, you know, because there's really nothing you can do. You can't, when you take away one thing, they just hit you with another thing. Steph Curry is so good. You put 2 on the ball, he hits the big guy. Green goes down the lane, makes plays. You've got to just pick your poison with this team. It's really hard to prepare for this team. Again, it's a team that hits you with speed. Their ability to move the ball, move their cuts. Everything is so much faster than what you're used to. It's hard to get a rhythm against them.
Take me through what you saw from Steph Curry in the first half.
Well, the key to Steph Curry is, first of all, knowing where he's at. James gets detached, and he has that much time. It's an absolute. You've got to be up on these picks. Now, Trevor's got to be on the outside. You can't give this guy any daylight. Like, let it run now. And he comes down, and he stops in the gap right there in the hole and knocks it down. And again, he goes to the corner. James has got him. You got to know where he is. His head's turned. He's looking at the play. You can't do that. You're giving Steph those shots. Those are layups for the guy. And this, Ernie, this is called the blindfold and a cigarette. There's really not much you can do on that one, brother. That's just you shake the guy's hand and say, "Well, you're a lot better than I am," because that's just there's nothing you can do on that.
Oh, it was unbelievable. But we've seen this movie before from Golden State.
Yeah, but we're sitting there watching the game. This is the one. As great as Golden State is, they will let you back in the game because you can score against them. They're deep, but they're a finesse team. And when you play against a finesse team, Ernie, you don't feel like, we're out of this. And if you just keep banging away, now you got to keep close to them now, but you can score on them. Listen, everybody said, well, they got 70 points. Well, the other team got 66. So you can score against them.
On the injury front for Golden State, Festus Ezeli is going to be out for 6 weeks. Had his left knee scoped. Andrew Bogut, obviously, in the middle there, but Maurice Spates is also going to be getting more time with this injury to Ezeli. Take me through the bigs tonight in this one.
Yeah, you know, we marvel a lot over the Splash Brothers and what they do, but, you know, definitely the others are very, very vitally important to what they do. Andrew Bogut, you know, not really going to call his play a lot, but right here, look, he's just reading the defense. Dwight steps up to help, just goes back door, the easy lob, easy dunk right there. And again, you know, I love a big man that hustles, coach. Right here, coming down. Oh, you're not going to pay attention to me? Get the ball, take a couple dribbles. He does have the ability to do that. The little floater jump hook right there. Yep. And right here. Just push him out the way, hands active, plyometrics, keep your hand up, get the tip in. 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 blocks. The big others, getting it done for Golden State.
Is that your idea of plyometrics?
That's plyometrics right there.
He's
just agreeing with you.
Of course I am. He was voted the toughest. Well, behind you, he's the toughest guy on the set.
I tell you, the most underrated guy on that Golden State team is Randy Livingston. I've watched him play probably 10 to 15 times. Randy Livingston.
And Sean Livingston, his identical twin.
Randy Livingston's my teammate.
Yeah.
So, Randy, you're welcome for that, Randy.
But Sean Livingston.
Sean Livingston coming off the bench. He does all the little things. He plays great defense. He scores when they have to. But Sean Livingston is, to me, he's the guy off that bench.
And don't forget Jonathan Livingston Seagull.
Who's that?
That goes.
Long story.
We'll be back. Don't have time.
You're welcome, Randy.
Welcome to the American Express Halftime Report. Brought to you by American Express, the official credit card of the NBA.
Randy, come on, Chuck. A little love, huh?
Think about my old teammate.
Yep. It's Teammates of the Half, presented by American Express. Gordon Hayward and his Utah teammates coming from 15 down in Dallas. This game goes overtime, and watch Hayward.
I think Utah Jazz got the best young talent in the NBA.
The answer coming from Chandler Parsons.
Right back at him. You score, I score, Ernie.
Ties it up at 119. Going right down to the final ticks, and check out Hayward here, Kev.
Oh, nice kick, comes down, little step
back,
up, bam, game winner.
Over big Zaza Pachulia to win it, and well, the Utah Jazz, red hot. They've won 7 in a row, and they snap a 10-game losing streak in Dallas.
Telling you, man,
they play hard every night without any
They play
agenda.
hard. Kevin talked about hard. They play with best young talent, top to bottom in the NBA.
They are 26-25 right now, and if Houston loses tonight, they will be the number 7 team, the Jazz, in the West.
Welcome back to Oakland with the NBA on TNT tonight, presented by State Farm. The Wives, a one-time 16-point lead for Golden State. It's been chopped down to 3. If you take a look at the game summary.
Just say that I asked about both.
Presented by Walmart. You can see the shooting percentage, and both teams have been very effective so far. It was good at the beginning for Golden State. Houston came back from a tough first quarter to get ignited. Thornton also was scoring well. He came up with 13 off the bench. And a couple of injuries, Brett Berry, that caught your eye in that first half.
Yeah, a couple of curious plays here. The one where Spates picks up the offensive foul on the screen. Beverly runs into him and I think gets a little knee-to-knee contact. So he was hobbled a bit before he walked off at halftime. And then the other one was a little suspicious here, Kevin, as Steph Curry gets around Ariza, drives in. Doesn't look like much contact here, but Steph takes a little bit of an awkward step. And you can see after he makes this reverse layup, he'll make a motion to go down there and grab what might be that left thigh area. So both players, I think, are okay and starting the second half.
Sends it over to Raj Gold on Woodey.
Well, heading out of halftime, I actually walked behind Patrick Beverley. He was walking just fine into the locker room. On the way out, the update was he's good. And then Stephen Curry, last guy out of the locker room here for the Warriors. He's on the court now, and everybody's like all thumbs up. Everybody's good and ready to go.
All right, could be a terrific second half. 41 consecutive home wins for this Golden State team. Undefeated this year. And there's Howard inside, and Bogut climbing on his back. Counted for 2 and a foul. Bogut will be called right off the bat. Howard extending himself inside. Bogut's picking up his second with that play.
A similar play to what we saw in the first half as the Houston Rockets are trying to establish Dwight Howard down on the post. That was really, Kevin, the first time he made an effective move, spinning back, takes the contact, and now gets another chance at the free throw line.
And Raj, you also talked with Houston interim head coach J.B. Bickerstaff.
Yeah, at one point the Warriors had a 16-point lead, and they went into halftime with just a 3-point one. And I asked Coach Bickerstaff, how much is it weathering the storm against the Warriors? He said it's all about weathering the storm against them. You have to be prepared to weather 2 big runs against them. You got to keep doing what you do, what you need to do, because the Warriors will let teams back into it. They play with such big leads that sometimes they get loose. But he said they're going to make another big run, and we're going to have to weather that one too.
Raj, thank you. Here's Beverley with a long shot picked up by Ariza. And I've counted now 3 50-50 balls that this Houston team has lassoed, and they're not very good at it coming into tonight.
No, they're not very good at that at all, Kev. They really don't box out much and miss a lot of those opportunities.
3, Brewer, good! And the Rockets have their first lead tonight, 71-69. Corey Brewer in the corner. Bogut on top. That brings up Howard. And look at Beverley. Coming the other way. 3 on 2. Ariza sets. Fires down. The hatchet goes. Timeout Golden State. Ariza had time to think. A 36-15 run by the Houston Rockets. And Trevor Ariza lacing one up from outside. Timeout. Mentioned the Rockets run a 36-15 run. Quiet tonight, Draymond Green. And of course, he's been anything but quiet this season. As we mentioned, the #1 triple-double number of 10, leading the league in the triple-double category. But tonight, he has not really put his fingerprint, at least yet, on this game.
Yeah, not yet is a good thing to say when it comes to Draymond Green. But what's interesting in the matchup, Kevin, is that with Trevor Ariza guarding him, that's quickness and that's length. And when the Houston Rockets are switching the pick and roll, he's rolling a small man down into the block. That stops the offense for the Warriors and forces them to go down into the post. So far, Draymond Green not impacting this game in a way we're used to seeing.
Here's another stunning number. Golden State only 2 field goals in the last 10 minutes. Only 2 field goals in the last 10 minutes. It stays that way with a miss by Thompson. Bodies on the floor. Here comes Harden, who is at the very forefront of the comeback with 15 consecutive Rocket points at one time in that second quarter. This is over Thompson. And a rebound by Bogut, who will claim his 7th board with 9 rebounds. The 7th board with 9 points. Barnes. Curry. Steph with a 3. Rebound by Howard. Howard has collected 8. Beverley's been scrappy on this comeback too, hasn't he?
Well, you know what you're going to get on a nightly basis from him. The defensive end of the floor. A bonus is his 3-point shooting, which has been good this year as Brewer misses the jumper.
And Green collects his 4th rebound. Good feed. Curry the cut. Bogut the assist.
Well, it's not that Steph's cutting off the ball. It's the ability on that particular play, Kevin, to collect it and softly get it up to the rim. I mean, moving away from the basket, that ball bounced 3 or 4 times before going down.
Doesn't freeze when he gets in those positions, does he?
He knows exactly where he is.
Howard right into Bogut, covered also by Green. And he gets his own miss. And a rebound by Barnes and a shove inside by the Warriors and a foul on Golden State. And Green was shoving and may have gotten shoved himself in the face. Green hit. Bogut picks up his 3rd.
Again, Steph moving off the ball with a backdoor cut there. Traffic with Ariza, but look how soft that ball is. A couple of bounces and spins its way around into the basket.
Rockets come in 2 games under 500 on the road. They've lost 3 of their last 5. Houston has on the road. And of course, this is a rematch of the Western Conference Finals from a season ago, which Golden State won 4-1. Draymond still paying attention to that eye there, but may have gotten poked inadvertently. Five straight misses at the line for Howard. Curry shoved outside, switch on defense. Corey Brewer, crossover in the 3. He's missed his last handful of 3-point shots.
Yeah, it sounds strange to say, but right now the offense for the Warriors is out of sync, Kevin.
Curry again. Thompson gets the laser feed. Another miss. Howard, Beverly, Rockets the other way. The shifty Harden. Bogut, Curry. 4 defenders around him. Comes up and down. How in the world did he pull it off? A Houdini move by Steph Curry. That was remarkable. Absolutely remarkable.
Steph Curry on the fast break around Brewer, around Beverly, and then around the rim. Sweet reverse from Steph Curry. Warriors down 1.
Former Slam Dunk champion. Check out Vince Carter, The Interview, Monday at 9 Eastern on NBA TV. Rockets have outscored the champion Golden State Warriors 8-4 to start the 3rd. Bogut is wrestling. Howard sends it out to Beverly. Curry will defend and then stop it on a dime. Beverly can't convert. Another good rebound by Draymond Green. He's got his 5th right there. Curry, by the way, the only Warrior to score from the field in the last 12 and a half minutes. Draymond Green. Klay Thompson. Good retrieval. 3. Curry. Barnes couldn't get it. It is off of Golden State, although Scott Foster is going to change the call. Will they jump it? Yep, they will.
A couple of great setups from Draymond Green, driving around the right side over the top of the Beverly's defense. Finds a 3-pointer for Klay in the corner, and then Steph gets one. Here's the battle for that loose ball, and it looks like it might have gone off Dwight's left hand, but the referee's unable to make their decision. Jump ball is their option.
Interesting numbers. Houston has outscored Golden State by 6 points from 3. Houston has 3 more offensive rebounds than the Warriors. Good feed inside. Bogut on the doorstep, and Curry gets the assist. 11 for Bogut. Warriors back on top. Howard into Bogut. Foul on Howard.
And these are the kind of plays, Kevin, that I was mentioning in the first half about why are you exposing Dwight Howard just playing on the block in these instances. Get him going on the pick and roll and force guys to come in and bump him off so you open up shooters on the wing. Just too easy for Bogut there to square him off.
Curry, he was chopped pretty good that time by Howard. And a foul goes on Dwight. As Curry is fearless to take it in where the guys play hard and rough and are taller. The 3rd on Howard. With a reminder tonight, the NBA on TNT is brought to you by Auto Trader. Life happens 1 car search at a time. And by AT&T. mobilizing your world. Brewer checks out. Thornton checks in. And Brent, he did a pretty good job coming off the bench in the first half. Marcus Thornton did with 13 points.
Yeah, Little Buckets got enough buckets for Houston to help that bench bolster themselves and stay within striking distance before it was that Harden got going. So substituting Brewer's activity for Thornton's offense here.
Curry. Golden State's on an 8-0 run. And 6 of the 8 points by Curry. Beverly and a Howard screen. Iguodala has checked in for Barnes. Thornton and Thompson. The shot clock is at 7. Boy, he maneuvered and worked hard to get that shot away.
And a tough shot, too, with Bogut closing out and contesting.
Approaching the halfway point of this third quarter. This game has a playoff feel to it, doesn't it?
Feels like Houston has woken up and feels like they got a shot here.
Thompson can't get it. Beverly comes up with another rebound. Thompson has missed his last 8 shots now, so he's grown cold. Green watches Howard. That's a tough matchup. And Howard over him.
And a good job by Dwight to rim run, even though he got stood up a little bit by Draymond Green. Thornton able to see him over the top, and Dwight knocks one down.
Curry is 11 of 18. Green is 0 of 1. That's right. Draymond is 0 of 1 from the floor. Now Howard comes up with a little blitz on Thompson. Shot clock at 3. Good defense by the Rockets. Here comes Harden outside Ariza. Aims. Fires. Down it goes. A 3. Ariza has gone 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. As Barbosa is going to take off the sweats and check in. With 5:12 to play. In just a minute he'll check in. With 5:12 to play. As you can see what the Rockets have done over the last minute and a half. Curry with a good sidestep and a good feed. And Bogut is right there.
Dwight Howard having to shift over, and Steph Curry with a well-timed pass to get Bogut the ball. But you can see, Kevin, the Rockets right now getting some defensive confidence and scrambling around a bit.
Curry's got 32, but 6 assists. Curry averages 6 a game. That shot won't drop. Bogut is there with another rebound. He's got 13 points and now 8 rebounds. And they go the other way. With a foul on Beverly. Away from the ball. With 4.5 to go in the third. So Thompson will check out. Here comes Barbosa. Beverly will take a much-needed breather. He is really running. Capella has checked in. So it's Ty Lawson and Capella, Harden, Ariza, and Thornton. That's the Rocket 5 on the floor. Green, Spates, Iguodala as Bogut checks out. The inbound from Curry and Barbosa, the Warrior 5. Spates into a couple defenders, and with an offhand, he puts it in.
And there's the difference between Spates being in that high pick and roll, able to shoot or create offense there, as Bogut's more of a passer.
Ariza to Capella. Got his miss on the doorstep. Curry. Iguodala. Barbosa. Well, a pretty interesting sequence moments ago, Brent.
I would say spectacular sequence as Steph Curry strips the ball, Draymond Green back to him, and then an incredible behind-the-back left-hand pass leading to Iguodala, who has his heads up to get Barbosa the alley-oop. What a tremendous fast break from Golden State there. And we'll see if they can build on some of that momentum as JB really calls a good timeout to settle down the crowd, make sure Houston gets a good possession here and isn't impacted by the highlight reel play from Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors.
Well, we've had some mini runs here in this quarter. In order, Houston an 8-0 run. Then Golden State an 8-0 run. Then Houston a 7-0 run. Then Golden State right now putting in a 6-0 run. Warriors shooting 49%. Rockets are shooting 46%. Lawson, Ariza, and he traveled. 41 consecutive home wins for the Golden State Warriors.
They've been very good, Kevin. Sorry, in the first and third quarters, really where they've made their bones this year. Third quarter margin #1 in the NBA. 4.8 points per game. They outscore their opponents. We'll see if they can finish this one off.
Spain's a 17-footer. Picked up by Ariza. Lawson through traffic. Harden trails and the three. Caught! James Harden with a silky smooth J right there. 21 for him. 5 triples. Curry. Lawson is on him. Barbosa, touch pass, Green. We mentioned before, Draymond has only taken 1 shot from the floor. Iguodala, a floater across the lane.
Love the pace of that shot from Iguodala, realizing Thornton was on him, and he really slowed himself down. Not that it was an easy one.
Iguodala, 1 of 4. Ty Lawson. Capella, another offensive board. Quickly gets it out. Ariza the three. Good. Trevor Ariza. He's now got 3 triples in the third. He has put in 19. Harden 21 and 15 from Thornton off the bench. Rockets with a 2-point lead. They've led by 5. Warriors have led by 16. Spates inside. Stripped and hacked at by Thornton, who will pick up a foul for Houston. 2.5 to go in the third.
And I think if you're an opponent of the Rockets, obviously, Kevin, this is what you worry about. I mean, forget the inconsistencies on defense. You do realize that on this team they have guys very, very capable of scoring baskets and getting hot. Not only is James Harden one of the best in the league in doing it, but Ariza has his moments. He's having them often here in the third quarter. Thornton able to knock down buckets. And when they get on rolls like this, that's where they start to feed on that sort of energy, and it impacts their play in a very positive way.
We talked about this before, Brent. Golden State coming in number 4 in rebounding. Houston number 22. But tonight, the Rockets are leading the rebounding category. And it's Elton. Rockets are +4 on the glass. Look at Harden. Dance and drive and get it to go down. James Harden with another pretty play as he snakes for the deuce. He'll go to the line.
Well, Iguodala takes a chance there, gets out of position, and then Steph has to reach in as James Harden completes it. So a nice play from James Harden, mixing it up and driving it in and doing what he does, getting to the free throw line. #1 in the NBA.
Harden has had a little string here of games, too, where he has been rebounding well. Although tonight only 2, but he's been averaging about 6 a game.
He does so much for Houston.
Curry way outside, and he gets it to go. He shot down from the Tadic grill. They go inside. Capella. It's a Brewer 3. It's loose. Picked up by the diving Spates out to Barbosa. Jaws his way into Lawson. Takes it to the rim. Curry in there digging. Barbosa's in there. Capella knocks it away. Barnes goes inside.
Great action down low as both the guards get in there. Curry and Barbosa. Capella with a nice left-handed block. And the Rockets thought that they maybe had that one off of Harrison Barnes, and it looked like it was, Kevin.
Brewer comes up. Curry backpedals. And a third rebound for Harden. Screen by Capella. Into Spates, who picks up the foul. He puts it home. Another great play by James Harden. Spates picks up his 4th.
Another and-one opportunity. James Harden coming off that screen and right into Maurice Spates. Certainly contact, and what strength from James Harden to get through that, Kevin. Not only through it, but around it to open up a shooting window.
Harden's got 26 from the line. He is 5 of 5. 26 points on 8 shots. 26 points on 8 shots. Now 27 in 29 minutes.
And didn't score in the first.
8 made shots. Is it 27 with 17 shots taken all told? Still a terrific ratio. The 3 ball has been going in for James Harden. Thus you see the numbers bulge. He's hit 5 threes, and he has been right with Curry in that category. As they go in with an inbound across the way. 1:07 to go here in the third. Barbosa. Spates left free. Rebound Iguodala. Digs it out. Offensive board. Curry. Into 3 defenders. Iguodala. It's a 3 by Andre Iguodala. He's got his first triple. He's got 7 for the game. And that ties this baby at 93. Again, Thornton 3. Iguodala. Into Harden. And into Spates. Harden with a good rebound.
And good contest by Capella. They're moving laterally and challenge the shot from Spates. Nice job defensively. And now James Harden's going to try to close out this quarter for the Rockets, see if he can get them the lead.
Harden the drive on Iguodala. Snaps it out. Lawson 3. And look at the end of 3 in Oakland. 7 lead changes. 93 all. Harden's got 27. Curry's got 35. It's a shooting gallery inside Oracle tonight on TNT. With each team shooting exactly the same percentage. Welcome back to Oakland. The NBA on TNT is presented by State Farm. Moments ago, our Rosgold on Woodey caught up with Warrior head coach Steve Kerr.
Coach, it's happened a couple times this season. You guys have had a lead and then let it dwindle. Why does that happen to this team sometimes?
Well, because it's the NBA. They're a pretty good team. They got a lot of talent. That happens.
And you've got a lot of talent, too. You go to your bench, you get an exciting fast break layup off of Steph and 2 guys off the bench. Where do you lean on for Andre Iguodala and Leandro Barbosa?
You know, they just provide energy and defense, and they give us a big lift every night.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Iguodala just hit that 3, his second of the night. We begin the 4th. Thornton missing. Barnes has it. Livingston, Barnes, Iguodala, Barbosa, and Bogut, the 5. Barnes 3. Timeout, Houston, and J.B. Bickerstaff. 9-0 run by Golden State. The top 2 scorers in the league are the top 2 scorers in this game, and they're both taking a rest right now. Curry on one side, Harden in the other. 6-0 run to start the 4th quarter for the Warriors. It is Ariza covered by Barnes. Thornton is picked up by Barbosa, and the shot clock is at 9. Marcus Thornton rejected by Bogut. He's got 4 blocks. Iguodala striding, feeding. Barnes 3. Livingston got a hand out, and it's chased out of bounds. It's off the Warriors, and the Rockets will have it. And they're down 99-93.
Great help side defense from Bogut coming over to time that block. And unfortunate, as the Warriors had knocked down their first 2 threes, Harrison got a good look.
Lawson and Bogut jumped in front. Thornton has come off the bench with 15. Howard has got 13 points and stays right there. Livingston cleans it inside. Good feed. Barbosa. Sean Livingston threw a laser. And an 11-0 run for Golden State. Howard, number 4.
Well, Sean Livingston is a point guard. The look ahead, the one-arm pass right on time, on target to the Brazilian blur, Leandro Barbosa, and an easy 2, a great run from the Warriors bench to start the fourth, Kevin.
Just the second team is Golden State in the history of the league to win 41 consecutive games at home. Barbosa. Rebound by Ariza. Rockets have made it very difficult as they come in 27 and 26, number 7 in the Western Conference. Here comes Harden, just checking in. Hands off inside. Howard, and that'll count for 2. Howard with 15. Harden with another assist. He's picked up 4, and Bogut picks up his 4th foul.
Well, again, James Harden is starting to get that rhythm as he turns the corner, sees Bogut down there, knows of his shot blocking prowess, drops that one off to Howard, and he completes the play.
Klay Thompson's going to check in a second. Conference Finals matchup from a season ago, which Golden State won 4 games to 1. Iguodala. Bogut in there, surrounded by 3 Rockets. It's Golden State's ball. Here comes Klay Thompson.
Good job by Bogut just to battle in there, play some volleyball. You could see how much contact was there, and he just ticked off of Dwight Howard's hand.
Bogut tonight with the double-double, 13 points and 10 rebounds. Livingston fouled as he fired. Ariza picks up his 2nd. Livingston at the line. Well, tonight from Oakland, the NBA on TNT is brought to you by Foot Locker. If it's at Foot Locker, it's approved. By Progressive. Drivers who switch to Progressive can save you nearly $600. By the next generation Kia Optima, the official vehicle of the NBA, and by Army. This team makes a real difference. Find out if you'd make the cut at goarmy.com/team. 5 on the floor for the Rockets. Approaching 9 to play in the 4th. Howard. Harden 8 of 17. Finds Howard. Bogut got all ball. Bogut has got 5 blocks and has really been on his game tonight.
Yeah, just a great job, Kevin, on the timing of the play as Dwight Howard brought the ball back towards the defense, and that left hand to Bogut tips it, ends up going off of Howard. Warrior basketball.
It's Barnes who's getting tangled up with Harden. Shot clock is down to 4. Barnes got it.
That's earned. That is an earned basket right there. Digging into James Harden, the fadeaway from Harrison Barnes.
Barnes has 7. He averages 12. Ariza, a slashing move. Skying inside, picked up by Bogut. Here comes Thompson, Livingston, Iguodala. He traveled, wipe it away. Wipe it away.
Iguodala catches that one off the break, and I think he put the ball down, but maybe the referee was behind the play, Kevin, and didn't see that bounce go down. The travel was called. Rockets get possession.
Harden surrounded and fades. And that is another Rocket foul. Now we have 5 on Howard.
And the ball goes up, and Dwight Howard clearly throwing Bogut out of the way right there, so he'll pick up another personal, and that'll be enough for J.B. Bickerstaff to put Dwight Howard on the bench. You can see the hook and the throw. An easy call for the official underneath the basket.
Clint Capella will take his place. Off the bench now, 6 consecutive games. Bogut, in addition to having the double-double, has 6 blocks. That is a new season high. This is Barnes by Ariza. And that doesn't happen. He was looking for help, and it was nowhere to be found.
I think Harrison's been watching Steph closely, because if you watch on this pick and roll, he's calling the pick over, and it makes Ariza look that way, and then he just takes advantage to the left. No help side defense. A great play from number 40.
Good pickup by you, and it's a 107-96 Warrior lead, under 8 to go. 10 for Barnes.
Referees want to clean up the shot clock there, Kevin. A couple seconds came off before the ball was touched by Beverly. And the Warrior bench just doing a great job here with their versatility. So many playmakers on the floor for Steve Kerr.
Golden State on an 18-3 run that began back in the third, late in the third. Capella setting a screen, and a little pick and roll with Harden. Nice play, finished well by Clint Capella.
And there's that roll we were talking about. Capella does just a good job of staying in his lane, and a nice finish there.
Shot clock is down to 4. It's Harrison. Barnes defended by Beverly. And Barnes all of a sudden is caught foul. He's got 12, and 10 have been off his fingertips here in the fourth.
No panic as that possession was winding down as well.
Now they're covering that corner, and it's Beverly with a turnover.
Again, Harrison Barnes recognizing the mismatch here. And one thing about him, Kevin, that Harrison has really improved on this year is in his mid-range game. Both from 3 to 10 feet, he's up 10 percentage points. From 16 feet out to the three-point line, up 10 percentage points. Remarkable job from him here in the fourth.
Curry continues to rest with his 35 points. He's got 35 on 20 shots in 31 minutes. They bring in Green. They take out Bogut with the double-double. And here is Barnes, who's got the hot hand working on Harden. Thompson, 3. Barnes got the rebound amidst a lot of red jerseys, and Ariza makes the steal, and they get it down court. Brewer to Harden, and a foul on Livingston. From behind with the shove.
That's a good foul from Sean Livingston there on the break. Just not giving up the layup, make James Harden get to the free throw line and earn those 2.
Harden will be at the stripe, where he is an 87% free throw shooter. The upcoming NBA national TV schedule. ESPN tomorrow night, Lakers at Cleveland. Houston at Portland. TNT Thursday, only one game, with the Pelicans taking on the Thunder. NBA TV this Saturday. NBA All-Star practice at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. And for more on these games and practices, go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app. Curry back in. Thornton comes in for Brewer. Curry comes in for Iguodala. So the top 2 scorers, and we will say that Harden is tied with Kevin Durant, number 2. We're back at the top scorer, Curry. Got Harden at the stripe. With Curry on the floor, it'll be a fun 6:40 to play. Warriors led by 16, now by 11, trailed by 5 in the second half. Green, one shot, cross court, Curry sets, fires off, and picked up with Howard back in there and playing with 5 fouls. 13 rebounds for Howard. He's got the double-double. Thornton from outside. Trying to get it to go, picked up by Ariza, pickpocketed by Livingston. Boy, he's crafty.
Yeah, crafty and great hands on that play, keeping the ball high and away from Thornton. And Thornton gets it back.
And a foul on Livingston. Playoff intensity. 2 teams that were in the conference finals a year ago. The champion Warriors on top 110-99 on TNT. Back in the Bay Area, taking a look at the better play of the night, presented by Wendy's, authored by Andrew Bogut with 13 points, 11 boards, and 6 blocks.
And the game started off really, Kevin, with his offense, but Andrew Bogut known for his rim protection and defense, and tonight just Great timing on plays on Howard, plays on Harden, and plays on guards coming in to challenge number 12. He's answered the call tonight.
Early in the season, when they played this Rocket team, Bogut had a 36-minute performance. And tonight, he is putting in a lot of minutes, 29, 13, 11, and 6. Curry 35, 15 from Spates. Klay Thompson 13. He is 5 of 17 tonight. Beverly, Ariza, Howard, Harden, and Thornton, the 5 for the Rockets. Doubled is Harden, rather is Howard, and he gets it out to Beverly, goes across the lane. Livingston knocks it away, and down out of the reach of Dwight Howard.
Great track back by Livingston to get involved in the play because Howard would have grabbed that rebound.
Curry. The switch with Ariza now on Steph. Barnes, 7 to fire, long 2. Harrison Barnes' fourth quarter has been terrific. He's got 12 in the fourth and 14 for the game, and Harden will go bulldozing his way inside. And again, draw the foul out of the defense of Golden State.
Interesting seeing the Warriors here going small at this point in the game. Draymond Green at that 5 position, so an opportunity for them to switch a lot of pick and rolls to try and catch the penetration by James Harden, but so good at drawing fouls, finds his way to the free throw line once again.
Harden now from the stripe is 8 of 9. Don't miss the live NBA All-Star 2016 action from the Air Canada Center in Toronto. Coverage begins this Friday only on TNT. Harden on Saturday against the Portland Trail Blazers was 15 of 18 from the line. And tonight, from the stripe, Harden 9 of 10. 9 of his 30 from the line. And he's put up and hit 3-point shots. 5 of them tonight. Good feed. Green looking for Livingston with the cut. Shot clock at 5. Livingston can't hit it. And a good find for Curry. Golden State leads in rebounding 9-2 this quarter. Curry floats. And grabbed inside by Ariza. Harden, 3. Offensive rebound by Howard. Still alive. Thompson on Beverly. He'll take it in and get it to go. Nice play by Patrick Beverly.
A tough finish over the much taller Klay Thompson, and Klay kind of shaking his head like, I can't believe that just went in.
7 for Beverly. He is 2 of 7 from the field tonight, and 4 to play in the fourth. Green has taken 1 shot. Curry, Thompson, triple. Harden. Thompson has missed his last 10 shots. Harden into Curry. Ariza 3, way off the mark. Curry, he was looking to fire the pass. Outside Thompson, he'll put up a 3. Barnes, Curry, triple, off, way off. What does that tell you when you see shots missed that badly from distance?
Well, the Warriors have had to work hard for their looks, and I think obviously it's not their style, Kev, but down 9 points, a few of these shots, I think they could explore a little bit more on the offensive end as Steph with a bad miss there, but the Warriors still have the lead here at Oracle, trying to extend their home winning streak.
Welcome back to the Bay Area with the NBA on TNT tonight, presented by State Farm. The 2 top scorers in the league, number 1 Curry, tied for number 2 Harden, with 35 and 30 respectively. A combined 12 3-points that they've knocked in. And you see the assists and rebounds. And I got a feel they're going to have their fingerprints on this last 3.5.
No doubt about it, Kevin. They've both been fantastic tonight, but which one's going to finish the game off? See if James Harden can pull off some heroics for the Rockets.
Rockets in 8th place right now after Utah's win tonight. It goes inside. Howard is getting manhandled by Barnes, or in a wrestling match. Rockets are a game over 500, Brent. The trading deadline is coming up February 18th. not too far down the road. You sense that this Rocket team, with their interim head coach, J.B. Bickerstaff, may make a move, and Daryl Morey, their general manager.
I'm not sure. I mean, obviously the Dwight Howard situation is something that they have to consider, with Dwight having the opportunity after the season to opt out of his $23 million contract, and at 30 years old maybe looking for security, understanding the salary cap implications of the cap rising this summer, and for him to solidify a long-term deal somewhere. But for the Rockets, do they believe in the lightning in a bottle theory that this team can put it together and make the improvements they need to make and find themselves in the playoffs as a dangerous opponent that can strike hard and strike fast with their offense?
Howard is 2 of 10 from the free throw line. But tonight, with the double-double, 16 and 14, second consecutive game with a double-double after not getting a double-double for over 3 weeks. There's a guy who's put in a lot of triple-doubles. Green, who's got 10 of them. The floater, and down it goes! Andre Iguodala. He can sky with the best of them. Harden into Iggy. Outside, Ariza, a 3. Harden was trying to get free as Howard was looking to snare that loose ball, and he looked like he had some space, but Howard had it shoved away. And watch it again.
On the pick and roll, they're trapping Steph Curry, and Draymond Green has space. You give him space, he's going to make some good decisions. That time, the alley-oop.
Green playing the 5 and working on Howard. That's a tough night. Beverly. Brewer with a triple. Iguodala has it.
The Warriors have dodged some bullets, Kevin. There have been some open looks for the Rockets that normally the Warriors don't give up, but for their sake, they've been missing and collecting those rebounds.
Rockets tonight shooting the 3, 12 of 31. Here comes Green. He finally gets his first field goal tonight, which will force J.B. Bickerstaff to take a timeout for the Rockets. Rockets have missed their last 8 3-pointers. Golden State trying to cash in. Green finds his first field goal. Well, we've obviously told you about this tonight, but let's take it one step further. If they win, they'll go to 47-4. It'll be the best 51-game start in NBA history. Because when the Bulls and Philadelphia got to this 51st game, they lost. So overall, Golden State 23-0 at home, 41 consecutive home wins. They've won 9 straight overall in this current little stretch. They come in 46-4 against the Houston Rockets. Game over 500, number 8 in the conference. And it looks like they're going to be in a dogfight the rest of the way, staying alive in the playoff picture as they pick up some momentum. And they had it before. There's a foul, and it goes on Green, who has assessed his 4th for the Warriors.
Draymond trying to stay vertical on that play, and that's what he's talking to the referee about, as James Harden drives right at him and picks up the foul. And we're taking a look at that Warrior record, Kevin, and thinking about it. You know, I don't think a lot of people felt it was real at the beginning of the season, even with the 24-0. But as we're reaching All-Star break, I mean, the reality of this thing is that the Warriors can't do this. I mean, they have a very slim margin for error. 3 games remaining against San Antonio, 2 against OKC. Some tough back-to-backs in the second half of this season, but 17 of their last 24 are right here at Oracle. So they are on target.
They'll have 30 games left after the All-Star break. A great find. That was Barnes, who got the sweet feed from on top. And Steph Curry, 9 assists from Curry. Beverly, Harden the triple. Late close by Iguodala. And 3 right there. And 35 coming in for James Harden. 35 for Curry, 35 for Harden. In a shootout that has been entertaining. 10-point game right now, but earlier the Rockets in the second half led by 5 after trailing by 16. 3. Curry. He has missed his last handful of threes. 4 of them now in a row, missing. Drive, Harden got it. What a silky smooth move by James Harden. And ring him up for 37. Pretty play.
James Harden again, tough cover for Andre Iguodala as he slithers by him, and Draymond Green with that slap down. That time definitely not staying vertical and picks up the contact.
How about, Brent, the month of January that Harden had 429 total points, 116 assists, 108 rebounds. You got to go back from 1983 on, and only 4 players have ever put those kind of numbers up in any month. They include Bird, LeBron, and Michael Jordan. And now James Harden, after what he did in January. Green, who just got his first to go, and he finds his second. He's hit 2 in a row. Draymond Green. 8 points, 8 boards, 4 assists. Ball sticking. Capella. Over Green.
And for good reason, the fans here rising to their feet, Kevin, as this streak is going to continue at Oracle.
They go to 42. Barnes 3. Ah, the dagger. 123-110.
And to think on a night like this, Kevin, where Draymond Green does not really impact the game, the Warriors stick with the game plan, get contributions from their bench, and finish off the Houston Rockets with a solid fourth quarter. And Harrison Barnes with a huge game.
How about that? 17 of his 19 for Barnes in the fourth. Curry puts in 35 with 9 assists. And now, as you see, the best 51-game start in NBA history is off to the Golden State Warriors at 47-4. 42 consecutive wins at home. 10 consecutive wins in this little stretch. And the record at home is 24-0. Just mind-boggling and jaw-dropping numbers.
How complete this team is, how focused this team is, how disciplined they stay and never rattle, Kevin. Tonight they did not play their best, but they held in with the game plan and made sure that in the fourth quarter they took care of business. Harrison Barnes stepping up out of the post in a big way.
Let's send it over to Rise.
Thanks, Kevin. Steph, you had a hot first half. In the second half, how are you able to lean on your teammates?
We got such a deep team. Just keep attacking, keep being aggressive, and we missed a lot of shots in the second half, but they were decent looks, and we just kept being aggressive, and it worked out.
And when you're missing those shots and they're making their run, they even took the lead. How do you not tighten up in those moments and find an answer?
We just keep our composure. We're battle tested, have been through a lot, so no run's gonna knock our confidence or make us feel like we're out of a game. So they did their job and got back into it, but we kept our foot on the gas pedal.
One guy who always seems to have a big shot in him, Harrison Barnes. What do you see in him that he always seems to have a dagger for the other team?
I mean, he stays ready. He didn't have a lot of opportunity in the first half, the way things were going, but he stayed, in it, focused, and took advantage of the opportunity in the beginning of the fourth quarter. Made a lot of huge plays, and then obviously the last shot is just, in rhythm. So he's a great talent. It's nice to have him back healthy and round up our lineup.
All right, thanks, Steph. Congrats.
Appreciate it.
Kevin?
#1 scorer in the NBA, Brent. Terrific win against a good team tonight for Golden State.
Well, again, the Golden State Warriors are just so solid all the way around, Kevin. They're like the Coliseum. They got a lot of pillars they can lean on tonight. One of them was Harrison Barnes, and so the streak here at Oracle continues.
Really enjoyed tonight. We'll see you up in Toronto. Our producer tonight, Tommy Heights. Trevin Martin has been our director. Our associate director, Lori Brooks. And Joyce, your baby, Jason Ingram, did a great job tonight on graphics, along with Raul Bonilla. Our statistician, Brian Taylor. Good win for the Golden State Warriors against a feisty Houston Rocket team. Coming up next inside the NBA, presented by Kia. For Brent and Raj, Kevin Harlan saying good night from Oakland. You're watching the NBA on TNT. We break and then go to Ernie in Atlanta.
turn up the heat with Win.
"47 wins and 4 losses for the Golden State Warriors." It's Inside the NBA presented by Kia from Studio J in Atlanta. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, and Kevin McHale returning to the Studio J and sitting in for Kenny Smith tonight. It has been a
sitting in. Is that what you mean? Got fired? That's the word y'all using now.
Kick to the curb. I mean, you know, there's a lot of things.
Breaking news.
What you call him, Chuck? Balls?
Thanks, Chuck.
I think he probably is, you know, when All-Star Weekend is coming up and, you know, you got a big party on Friday, Kenny's probably arranging the chairs for the party up there in Toronto.
Don't take long to put 7 chairs together, Ernie.
Installing the cash registers for the bar. At any rate, let's jump into the highlights of this one. The Rockets and the Warriors, and this was something to see. A couple of high-powered offenses, and they're the all-star duds for Steph and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green, and man alive, Steph Curry came out and had a 19-point first quarter, Kevin.
Came out smoking, and I'm telling you what, you lose him, he makes threes. This corner three, I haven't seen him miss one in a month. And then when he gets hot, he starts shooting from 35 feet. It's just, you know, the guy has just been unbelievable.
Maurice Spinks with the jumper from Harrison Barnes, 50-34. And then James Harden, Kevin, scores 15 straight for Houston.
That's what he does. When he gets downhill, boy, he is tough. And then, you know, he makes some layups, gets some free throws. Then he starts shooting that three and it becomes impossible to guard.
Harden with an 18-point
That's impossible right there. That's impossible to guard.
Curry had 26 at the half, but Houston wouldn't go away. Marcus Thornton. And 69-66 was the Golden State lead as we head to the third quarter, which was mighty entertaining. Corey Brewer splashes
One
a
thing
three.
about him, Ernie, you can score on him. Well, if you make a layup, you can.
Make a dunk.
Yeah, check it out.
Oh, gotta dunk that, Barbosa. That's enough to highlights.
83-81, Golden State. And then Harden.
And that trail three in the break, boy, he knocks that down a